We are friends, digging each other, taking time to talk it over.
Welcome back to the Lions Den.
Oh, man. If you're not a Patreon member, you are missing out.
Yeah, stay tuned. We have some sort of weird, wild Patreon story coming that Brent can't reveal on the regular app, and we actually meet it this time. It is something a little wild. So
hilarious. Welcome back to the Lions Den podcast. Please continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, or wherever it is that you listen to your podcast. If you want to look at our gorgeous faces, which I'm shocked if you don't. Go to YouTube, The Lions Den Pod, The Lions Den with Brent Morin and Jason Collings. On YouTube, it's The Lions Den with Brent Morin and Jason Collings. I fixed it. For your members-only content, and you're missing out if you don't have it, patreon.com/The Lions Den Pod.
Yeah,
And
I'm going to tell a story you
Yeah.
want to hear,
Yeah.
so you should get it.
Everything. Oh, God, yeah. All right. Yeah. It's so funny. You want to send us an email, send us a question, send us a funny story, whatever you want. It is podthelionsden@gmail.com. And for one-stop shop Lions Den, it's thelionsdenpod.com. Thank you. Welcome back. You okay?
For anybody wondering that sniffle was, Will has a Coke problem.
yeah, I do Coke now. I'm a Coke guy. That's just who I am, bro. You know what I mean? Helps with my energy. I feel like I'm sharper. You know, on stage, I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
You know,
You got a Coke guy outfit on. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's.
do I?
Mm-hmm. Actually, your
Trucker
nephew
hat,
made that shirt.
trucker hat with pink letters.
That's
Yeah.
very Coke-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
But
This
that's
is who
a
I
cool
am.
shirt, though.
Thanks so much.
That's your
That
nephew?
drawing was either by a child or a crazy person.
Or Kanye.
Or Kanye. That's why I like it. Could
Yeah.
be Kanye.
You don't know.
My
Kanye-
nephew his name is Ronan, and he drew this. And,
Wait.
and he drew it. No, this is what happens. He made they made him a shirt of this, of himself. Like he made a drawing, and they made him his own shirt. And then I saw it and was like, that shit's fire.
Yeah.
And then my sister, like 6 months later, sent me one.
It's like Basquiat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yes.
his art. It's like
what
is
is
he
it?
really good?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why
But
I
it's
like
the
it.
story.
So Kanye draws things? Is that what I'm...
Well, I just think it's weird. Like, what is it? Like most
Yeah.
of Kanye's art and shit. It's like, what is it?
He's a really good artist.
Kanye is.
Yeah, like
Well,
extremely
he's an artistic
talented.
human being.
Yeah, his clothes in the trash bags at Gap, I don't understand, but that's
you're a-
because I'm out
listen,
of the loop.
If you're a fan of John Legend, you got to be a fan of Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye put him on.
But his
Yeah.
paintings, like he doesn't like actual. You see that lion? He could do that. Like he's
Wow.
a really good artist that way.
I
Nobody
think
can
it's
see that
insane.
lion. That was a stupid story. Cut the whole thing, David.
We have a special guest in the Lions Den today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. I'm really
Not
excited.
you,
really
Will.
happy.
Not you. Not you.
Sorry.
My new girl, and settle down, Elaine. I don't mean a human girl.
It'd be weird.
That'd be so funny if I said my new girl, and then some chick just walks in.
Yeah. Hey boys.
Hi, I'm Jason's new girl. My baby girl, Camilla Bella is here today. She just got fixed a few days, yesterday. And when the dog gets spayed or sprayed, or whatever they call it, they have to put him under. And the anesthesia doesn't wear, it takes 24 to 48 hours for this anesthesia to wear off. And it hasn't even been 48 hours yet. So she's just
She's zonked out.
zonked out right here. I'll
But-
pick her up in a minute so you guys can meet her. And she's
All
a
the
sweetheart.
stuff you're saying passion-wise about this dog and like about how like kisses on the face.
Oh, yeah.
It's so. How the hell would anybody think this dog is
Oh, I know.
a mean
Yeah,
dog?
she's really sweet.
We've brought you guys along with the journey of me getting adopting Bella, which her slave name was Camilla.
Not a part of this. I'm not a part of this.
What?
I am not a part of this podcast.
Her government name is Camila, but we're gonna go with Bella. It's rhymish, kinda. B starts with a B because we got Bugsy, and I think it'd be great to have Bugsy and Bella. I did post a picture of her on Instagram, and she looks adorable. But she's here with us today. Should we introduce her? I should. Hold on a second, baby girl.
She's worshiping me.
Come here.
You ever think about that, like getting picked up, like
Yeah.
little dogs? Did they not feel like what the fuck is
Yeah, they
happening?
got it,
like
it.
somebody just picked me up.
she's so cute.
This is Bella.
It's even cuter because she's a little out of it, so
Oh,
she's
she's
not
high.
like.
My little
Hi, Bella.
drug addict. She's on the doggy meth.
Very cute.
This is Belle's. I call her Hell's Belle or Bella
Watch her blink.
or Camilla Bella or baby girl or girlfriend. Elaine says she's a hood rat.
Really?
I asked her, why do you think she's a hood rat? She goes, because she barks at the ghetto bird. Whenever a helicopter flies over the house, she barks at the helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hood rat, hoochie mama. That's Bella.
Very
We'll
cute.
Bring her back when she's in full.
Also, didn't you learn that the reason she went after Bugsy was she was in heat?
Yeah. So when I brought her home, she was. So when I first picked her up, we get in the car. Stay here, sweetheart. We get in the car and she just won't stop kissing me. She's just kissing and kissing and kissing, and I'm like, this is not an aggressive animal. I think, did I talk about this on the last pod?
You did, but now
And then
that
she
meeting
gets
the
home
dog-
and she wants to kill Bugsy.
Yeah.
And well, it turns out, so yesterday we bring her to the vet to get her stomach cut wide open and her lady parts taken out.
Boy, really not sugarcoating it here in the Collings household, huh?
Well, that's really
The
what
vet
it is when they
calls
say
us-
fixed.
This is the funniest thing. The vet calls us and says, "Did you know she was in heat?" I says, "No, we didn't know." He goes, "Yeah, she was in heat." And
She was trying to fuck you, trying to fuck Bugsy.
and he says, we got to keep her a little longer because her nipples are inflamed and we have to ice her nipples.
Oh, wow.
Been there.
She really was in heat. Been there.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
She's such a good girl, though. But yeah, she's doing great. Elaine is a little nervous and stuff because of the fact that Bella and Bugsy didn't get along right away. But you have to understand,
She's a dominatrix. She
dogs
wanted
are-
to fuck Bugsy.
like humans, with the exception of me and my brother, not all dogs are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brother were the exact same person.
No, you're not.
But so you can't expect them to just show up and be exactly like Bugsy and then they're best friends out of nowhere. This is a completely different animal.
Yeah. Bella was like, Whitney,
She's a
I've been in
bitch.
jail.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Yep.
Technically.
Technically, she's a
Technically a
bitch.
bitch.
Technically, that's the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Technically a bitch.
She's
Technically a bitch. That's
technically a
good name.
bitch.
Yep.
And we don't know anything about her past home, what she's gone through. I
yeah.
know that she was left outside a lot because she's got those scabs on her, not those
That's really sad.
those bald spots on her elbows.
so
So
sad.
that's like from laying on cement. Now she's in a bed. She's got her own luxurious bed.
Cooling.
I brought a bed with me for her. She's on a memory foam little bed thing, and she loves it. She has no idea what's going on right now. I took her to Starbucks with me before I got here, and she was just in Starbucks going, I guess this is where we're at.
This is what she
Get her a
says.
puppuccino?
No puppuccino. I didn't want her to throw up. She's not eating yet.
Oh.
She's not interested in eating yet after the little surgery.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I have to give her medication, and you can't give her medication without food. So I'm in a little bit of a catch-22 here, kids. So
It's so cute. You know what really kind of broke my heart, and for anybody, go adopt, is she came over here. There was a look in her eye as if, like, am I getting passed off again
Yeah.
for a second?
I always thought that she has
You know?
PTSD. Oh, shit, we're at another house?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Why am I in the
Getting
car?
passed off.
Where are we going? And then I think about the surgery. Now I'm like, is every time she gets in the car, does she think she's going to go get sliced open like a goddamn...
My Yorkies used to be like that. Like, I remember Koki, rest in peace.
That's when you killed?
No, I didn't. Okay, I left the goddamn door open, and he decided to take a dip. But Buster, I remember we brought Buster to the vet, and every time after, and they were brothers. Every time after, because when Buster came back, he was dead. And what you have to do when you have brother dogs, you have to show the other dog that this dog is dead.
The dead dog.
Yeah, you have to. It's because
Who told you that? What morbid weirdo?
Well, because the veterinarian said that you have to. The dog needs to know that his brother is not coming back. And Koki saw the dog and then ran away crying, and we didn't see the dog like Koki for 2 days. And it was fucking tragic. I hated everything about it. 17 years old, by the way. That Buster, he made it a long time.
How
Little
old were
dogs
you when
live.
this happened?
I was 17 because that dog was with me since birth. But I remember that. So every time Koki had to go to the vet after that, he was like trembling, shaking.
Yeah.
Because
I
he's
remember what happened
thinking,
when
well, my
Buster
brother
went.
came home, fucking not home.
Dead.
You know? Yeah. So it's
What did the
just
dog die
interesting.
of that came home dead?
Just age and cancer, and it was
And then
time.
Koki committed suicide?
Well, I will say that Koki, my dad says he committed suicide because he used to fall into our pool and get out right away. But
New reality series on
my
A&E,
mom blames
The
me.
House of Morin.
My mom blames me. Okay, I was the last one to leave. You know I'm too sensitive.
Yeah.
I didn't like that the dog didn't have a partner, and I wasn't going to keep the dog in a cage, so I let the dog roam free in the yard. And he's too fat to get under the fence the way Buster used to.
Right.
So And when he would fall in the pool, there's like a little ledge. He would just come back in. He would do it on purpose.
When you say cage, you're talking about the kennel thing, right?
yeah, like just to have the dog
Let me
in
tell
there.
you something. One of the things that I've learned, and I'm probably going to get corrected
Should've
big
kept
time,
that slider closed out.
is the smaller dogs like to be in the kennel. Like she'll
Really?
voluntarily walk into the kennel. Sometimes they just like that enclosed space.
It's actually true. Actually, Cokie used to like that, but I would leave it open so you can do whatever you want. And then I remember coming home and like
Oh.
the dog went through the trash. You know what? I never brought that part up.
And then you were pissed.
He ripped the trash bag open. Maybe he ate something and something happened and he goes, "Oh, fuck, Art." And then just fell.
Anything to get the blame off of yourself.
Well, it doesn't help when my mom keeps going, "We don't blame you."
Oh,
And I
man.
was like, I didn't think it was my fault.
Well,
And then every time my brothers get drunk, they go, "You know you killed Cokie." And I go, "Yeah, really? I threw the dog in the pool and went to school?" No. Good rhyme. I do feel really bad, though.
Still?
I was a good dog owner.
all right, dude.
Sorry.
Fuck up, you know.
It's like,
He has a few good sets at San Jose, and
Yeah,
he
right.
starts snapping.
Were they, though? Were they good?
I don't know. Not the late ones.
They were terrible. God dang it.
You had some good sets.
Early sets were great. Yeah, I was really happy with
Yeah.
the early ones. Yeah, late ones were weird, but early ones were great.
Let me ask you a question. So
None
the
of them were
first
weird
night
for
you
me.
had,
Yeah, because
yeah,
duh.
you destroyed. And I did okay, except for the time I had to piss my pants. the
Yeah,
entire
we'll
set.
talk about that after your question.
Oh my God, that was the worst.
Yeah, we'll get there.
36. Anyway, what was harder, your mom being there or your girlfriend being there? Because the first night your mom was there.
Oh, I wouldn't say hard. Not one's harder. It's just different. It's a different vibe.
Different.
It's
Like,
a different.
what was the critiques?
Never critiques.
No.
Well, I don't think Kaylee would ever have a bad thing to say about Will, which
Yeah.
is pretty fucking cute.
I
That
think
is
that's
cute.
yeah. At least to my face. At least while I'm there.
Well, moms
Yeah,
have a
when
way
you were
of
on
saying.
stage, she came into the green room. She's like, this fucking guy.
Well, she just walked in. Remember, she walked in. She went, "Ugh,
Oh man.
Same shit over and over.
"We get it. We get it."
But the cool thing is that your mom is an entertainer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so she gets stage presence.
She
and
understands
stage
the
and-
whole kind of thing, and she's just so easy. I like she's such an easy. Both
Dude, I
women in
love-
my life are easy hangs, and I'm
Yeah,
very
your mom was
grateful for
awesome
that.
too.
I
Like,
love
having
hanging with
tequila
your
with her.
mom.
That was cool.
That was
Oh,
fun.
we were doing Patron shots with.
She goes, "Have some
Kate-
tequila.
Kate
I'll
was
help your
killing it.
stomach." I'm like, "Okay." And
Yeah.
then I was like, "Well, she's right somehow."
It was really. It was funny because they in your rider, which you don't even really know.
No, I didn't know.
They give you like a chilled tequila. They're like, "Oh, Miss, we'll have the tequila up soon," and you're like, "What?
I was
Okay."
like, yeah, I had no idea that the San Jose Improv is run really well.
Really well.
That's such a great club. I was
Really
finally
is.
able to play.
Beautiful
It. If you live
theater.
in that area, go to that club.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was funny though when they brought out the tequila, and like I wasn't gonna plan on drinking, and then but then my mom was like,
Yeah, did
you know,
your mom?
I'll have a little bit, and I'm like, well, if my mom's
Ding,
gonna
ding,
have
ding,
some,
ding,
I
ding,
gotta
ding,
have
ding.
some now.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. It was yeah, and she loves
Right.
hanging with you guys, so it was all and
Yeah,
Kaylee
that's
too.
great.
It was great. It was a really fun weekend. That place is beautiful. It's cool to like. It's essentially a theater.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have played like a theater and just I don't know like when you're on the balcony when the show's letting out and like the songs are playing. Like the fucking bass is hitting, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm at a concert right
Right.
now. Like
Yeah.
this shit's
It was
it's
cool.
really cool. One of my coolest venues.
I think I'm gonna shoot a special there.
It really
I
is
mean, really.
special. Yeah, that might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It did have that vibe. But my point is like I remember, my mom is the reason I'm funny. So a lot of times, if I'm playing hometown shows and my mom comes, I want her advice.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, "What'd you think of this?" And she'll be like, "A little wordy here, and maybe if you were, you should go from this perspective." You know. So I have a lot of writing meetings with my mother,
Right.
and then with my ex-girlfriends, it just always. It's the insecurity of like you want them to be impressed, but they love you so much that they're not going to be impressed, which is what you really want.
Right.
But you really want them to go, "Oh, you're a genius," you know. But really, it goes, "Yeah, it was good." And It's
Right.
like,
So
love
one
me.
night at the Haha, I'm sitting next to Kevin Hart's wife while he's on,
Oh, really?
and I was just kind of observing, and she just.
Yeah, and that's
And
what you
my
want.
first thought was, oh, does she just not give a shit, or is she not interested? And it wasn't that at all. When he came and sat back down, she was like, "Oh, the one about the thing was great, but you forgot to do the." Like she's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
very
yeah.
invested and like really into it. It was pretty cool to see that.
That's kind of yeah. I think Kaylee does the same type of thing. She'll be like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
what was the one thing you added?" So like later, she'll be like, "Oh,
I-
you added something that was funny. I can't remember what it was. What was
Yeah.
the thing?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that was really funny." But
Right.
She'll do that, and then also when I was like, you were asking a question about a bit, and then I remember there was a note, and then she came in, and then it was just very interesting to watch her reaction to you being like, "What do you think?"
yeah,
And then she's like, And I was like, oh, fuck. And I'm thinking, man, do I suck?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think,
You know,
but I think you know what's also funny is I don't know if you guys have found this. Like the more you've done stand up, like the less I've felt the need to be like ask someone what they
Yeah.
think about something
yeah.
or how it went. Like I know exactly how it went. I know what needs to be changed. I know what was good. I don't need anyone to be like, that was good. That wasn't. It's like if it needs work,
No, I know.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me. Does that make sense?
Yep, 100%. Because you're in
yeah.
it more, and you're
I-
seasoned.
Yep.
And you know your shit backwards and forwards. You're not trying to remember the bit.
No.
You're more or less working it out.
Yeah.
And in my case, it's always like, did you guys fucking see that?
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Totally. 'Cause
I've literally seen your wife fan herself while she's watching you. Going,
that's another thing I was going to talk about. Your girl watches you a hell of a lot more than Elaine comes to my
oh
shows.
my God.
Sure.
More
And it's
than any
only
girlfriend I've had.
it's because it's a generational thing. It's like she's been there, done that kind of a thing
For sure.
And there are certain shows that she would loves to go to, but it has nothing to do with me or my set. It has to do with the venue, the location, and all that stuff. But there are certain shows where she's in the audience, and if I can see her and I see that giant smile, I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
you know, yes, yeah,
Especially 'cause she's very introverted too, so she's not.
yeah.
Gonna be
She's a
like,
quiet girl.
Yeah.
What's even funnier is sometimes I'll have my camera set up in the back, and Kaylee will be where the camera is,
hear her?
and you can hear her like laughing.
She's
like,
got a
specifically.
great laugh, by
It's
the way.
like, yeah, you could take my
We're in the
number.
green-
What?
I got the camera. You can take my number. When we're in the green room in San Jose, remember how there was that bar
Yeah.
in front of the television in the green room?
Yeah.
She's leaning on the bar, and all I hear is her little laugh, dude. It's almost like a cartoon.
really
It's
cute,
really
yeah.
cute.
Very.
And I'm like, why is she laughing that hard at Brent?
I do remember I had one my ex used to come all the time to the Comedy Store, and I was working on a bit that I did that I closed out that was bombing, the ice cream bit, Let the Wind Take Me.
Oh yeah.
And I remember it never worked. And she was like, do you think you should keep doing that? Because it was based off a fight we had.
Oh,
and I
boy.
said, not only am I going to keep doing it, it's a closer.
Right.
And she goes, how do you see that as a closer? I go, trust me, it's a closer.
It's a closer.
It's just not there yet.
Right.
And then I started working out different little things with it. But she kept wanting to come watch. And I remember it's like a Tuesday, and I'm doing the bit, and I got on stage with low energy and started just kind of talking through shit. And then we get in the car afterward, but I got the laugh I wanted on one particular thing. Like nothing says I don't give a shit about you more than holding an ice cream cone.
Yep,
That's
I remember that.
The laugh I wanted was on that. But I needed it I bombed kind of on purpose to see if the writing worked, which was something I learned from Dov Davidoff that he learned from Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And Dov told me that. He says, Chris told me if you can do it with no energy and it gets a laugh, the writing's worth it. And then
Makes
you
sense.
can kind of go. So I
Yeah.
was like, but when I got in the car, she didn't know that. She goes, you bombed on purpose tonight, didn't you? To see if that can get a laugh. And that was the only time I went, God, I love you. Not the only time I said I love you, but I was like,
No,
get
yeah,
me.
that's great. When
I
they
went,
get you, when they get it,
I went, wow,
yeah.
you get it now. Like, I'm not being a masochist trying to bomb on purpose.
Right.
I still had a decent set. Like, comparatively to comics, it's going to be a good set. But I needed to know, is that line going to work when I put the fucking, insecure Brent performance behind it?
Right.
Like, is
Yeah.
that line going to work? And I always thought, like, wow, that's cool. You're actually watching.
I said something on stage this weekend in San Jose that was weird, the reaction, because there are certain words that are triggering, phrases that are triggering.
Yeah.
For example, I did the bit about Elaine and I had to go to the hospital
Yeah.
for the COVID, and instead of saying so we called 911, I said so we called 911,
Oh.
Huh.
And that just hit
and people were
something.
like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
But funny though. It's a funny way to say that.
I thought it was.
I thought it was too.
They did not.
But if it
Interesting.
distracts
Yeah.
from there, so you think about it, you trigger those things. Like
Yeah.
the one thing that, like, you were on stage and you say this. So I got the pandy. During the pandy, when you say the pandy,
Right.
I remember the waitresses leaving going, pandy. Like, they love that.
Right.
Because you
I'll
make
say-
it light.
I say something about the pandy, as the kids call it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think you're the only person I've heard call it the pandy, but it makes it lighter and it allows an audience mentally to go, oh, we're safe. You're not going to get political. You're not doing shit. You're going, well, you know, get
silly
the
time.
pandy.
It's silly time.
It's silly time.
We had one person in the front row, one of the shows this weekend.
Oh.
That was very.
He was vocal.
No, not. What the hell was his
I know
name?
what you're talking about.
The fuck was
Yeah,
his
you
name?
Like
actually knew him.
Deacon, Delvin.
Deacon, racist.
Delton.
No. Okay, I was close.
Kelton.
Kelton?
Belton.
Kelton, I think.
Deltron. I don't remember.
Now that's
But there was a girl, and I was doing the
Oh, yeah.
COVID stuff, and you could tell she was like a virus denier, anti-mask,
really?
because she was like, "Psst, boo,
Really?
boo. I'm like, all right, this isn't about the coronavirus. This is about me having the coronavirus.
And hot firefighters coming in, and my wife being
Right. Ricky Gervais said it perfectly on the Smart List.
Told
He
you to
said,
watch
I'm not talking shit about you as a Christian. Not you. I'm talking about Christianity.
Yeah.
not about you.
It's not, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And what about I thought you were going to mention the woman who was the couple that was in a fight in the front row.
Oh my God.
That was funny because I was the first one up, obviously, and I
Right.
saw, like, a few minutes into my set, I looked down. It was already like trying to warm them up. I was like, "Come on, fucking this is comedy.
Yeah,
like,
right?
get your drinks and listen.
You know what you paid for.
Yeah, come on, get into it already." And I looked down the front row, like right to the left, and the woman was basically like you're me. She was just like this.
Yeah. Now, I was
wow.
going to ask you about that because I addressed her. Did you address her?
I didn't address her because
Okay.
I thought the first few minutes has been such a struggle for me over the weekend, which is normal. But I figured that was just a part of it. Like, oh, she's just not into comedy yet. I'm warming them up. But the fact that she stayed that way for you,
Right.
obviously something
to the
was
point
happening.
where I had to address it. I'm
Right.
like, all right, you know what? You haven't laughed once.
Or even smile.
really?
Like,
I go, you haven't even smiled. Are you okay? And the guy that she was with was turned away from her, arms crossed, facing the stage. And as soon as I asked her that question, I just went, oop, they got in a huge fight on the way here.
Really?
You could tell. Because her answer, because usually when it's about you and they're just not into it, they'll be a cunt. Well, you're not.
I like that you're
You're not
he
funny.
whispered before that.
Be funny and maybe I'll laugh.
right.
Her answer, and it hurt me. Like I told her everything's gonna be okay. She goes, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's not you. It's me."
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
And I went,
Oh,
It's like a heckle, like where somebody's laugh
And I-
is so weird,
Yeah.
and you just feel bad because it's distracting the show. But you're laughing. You're just odd.
Right.
Elmo.
and I could tell. I go, "Are you okay?" And the guy's like, "I'm good." I'm like, "Oh, he won the argument."
Oh wow.
yeah, that was well. And then
I never saw that, so that must have been before anything.
By the end of my set, she was smiling and laughing.
Oh, okay.
Which I
nice.
was like, that's a victory. She wasn't like out loud, ah. She was just like, which I'm like, the state that she was in when I got up here,
Take it.
I'll take it. And I'm
sure.
like, what did Will do? She was upset or something.
Hey, man, I wish it was that simple. Brent, you got to talk about your little pee-pee show.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's right. You had to pee so bad.
Well, here's
Well,
what
when you
happened.
walked on stage, when I brought you on, the first thing you said was, I got to piss so bad.
I had
It's
to
so
pee.
funny, by the way. It's that transition between us. It's so funny that the shit that you don't know happens.
What's happening?
Yeah.
You know, like say
the
some
audience
silly
has
shit,
no idea.
or just say the fact that you're like, instead of like, thanks, man, you're just like, I have to pee so fucking bad.
Remember what I said to you one night? I said to him, one of the shows I went, you're going to have to quit. You're going to have to quit.
Yeah, whatever. It's such a fun, like when you do it with friends.
Side note, then I'll say the piss story. The first time I was a paid regular at the Comedy Store, Andrew Santino brought me up, and we're really good friends. And this is back when the club wasn't packed, and it was hard.
Yeah.
And I was really nervous because it's my first paid regular spot.
Right.
And he brings me on, and he goes, Brent Morin, one of my best buddies, Brent Morin. And then he brings me in, and he goes, this fucking crowd is dog shit. I mean, they're fucking horrible. And that was it. And then slapped me on the ass, and I go, that's my introduction to the comedy.
That's great.
That's like actually the perfect introduction to the Comedy Store.
Yeah, this crowd.
Because
is
the first
fucking
time I was
dog shit.
doing it was horrible.
It was horrible.
But it was wonderfully horrible.
Wonderfully horrible is the best
It
way
was
to describe
amazingly horrible because you're like, I'm in it. I'm in the trenches.
Yeah, now
I'm
this
here.
is I'm a
in
professional.
I'm in stand-up comedy boot camp right
Yep.
now.
Now you're a pro.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this
Yep.
is the pros now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bad. You really learn how bad you are when you become a paid regular at the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm. How much do we hate? Usually we hate when the light comes on. Damn, I want to do more. I can't tell you
I
how many nights at
wait
that
for it.
fucking in
Couldn't
that
wait
OR
for
I'm
it.
like, where's the star? Because it's a
Yeah.
blue star off to the side. I'm like, come on. I'll never forget one night Bobby Lee, when he got the light, he goes, yes. He was
Yeah,
so
he
happy.
goes, finally. I've heard him say that multiple times.
He goes, I just made $15.
No, Those were the days. Now it's just great.
Oh man.
Now you got to be a fucking pro.
Pruckin' pro.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So anyway, the pee thing, here's what happened. So earlier that day, I go to the gym. I'm waking up. I'm feeling good. I was sick on my birthday. If anybody watched the podcast last week, I was on the verge of throwing up.
Yeah.
Those photos were hilarious. And I think I was getting over something the entire weekend. Right. Anyway, long story short, I go to the gym. I get back to the hotel room. I'm feeling good. I'm like, we're going to go get lunch. And I get out of the shower, and I was dyeing my beard, I'll be honest. And I
Appreciate the honesty.
I used a towel and their soap, and I think something happened, and I got an allergic reaction to the point that I had to like hit my little brother up, and then I catastrophized everything.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm hitting you up, going, I think I got AIDS.
think
I'm dying.
I'm like, are you sure it's not monkeypox?
Yeah, and I'm like, I think I.
Yeah,
I
don't
have
ever ask
all-
Jason out. Am I gonna be okay? Because
Well,
the first
no,
5
he'll
minutes
just
are gonna
go,
be monkeypox.
"Oh, would you relax? You're doing it again." And I go, "No, dude, my balls are on fire." And he's like, "What?" And I go, "No, they're not anymore." You know, like after the show, you're like, "How are your balls?" I go, "They're fine." And he goes, "Yeah, dude, you're creating all this shit in your head." Because out of nowhere, it looked like a 14-year-old girl punched me in the face.
Within a split second, he went from his eye to his balls, and then my balls are on fire. I'm like,
And I'm saying,
"That's
did I get something from somebody? I haven't
Right.
hooked up with anybody.
Right.
And then he's like, "Yeah, so no."
That's not how it works."
And I go, "Oh God, I'm dying." And so I was having all these moments. I go downstairs. There's no Benadryl. I have to go across the street to the Marriott. For some reason, they only have children's Benadryl. So, because my little brother said,
And then
"Get some Benadryl."
And I said, double up on it.
Yeah, and so I chug it, and then I'm like, "Is this what they give kids? Like fucking every kid is like Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Like what is happening? Like I'm on heroin." So now I'm concerned. I write my little brother going, "How long does children's Benadryl last?" And he's like, "Think about that sentence."
It's a really funny ask.
Yeah. And he goes, "What are you doing out there?" And I went, "I had an
Panicking.
allergic reaction. I'm panicking right now." Anyway, I didn't even like drink or anything. Like got to the show, and then right when I was gonna go on stage, I'm looking at your clock, and because they had a clock you could see,
Yeah.
and I was like, "All right, Jay's doing 25 minutes." I see it's 23, and I had to pee. Sometimes it happens before you go on stage, so I go, "Oh, I'll just pee downstairs," because I was going downstairs to make it to the stage.
Makes
'Cause
sense.
It is a theater. It's a big. You can't just like. I can't parkour to the fucking stage.
Yeah.
So
or you can't like run out like last minute. Like, oh, I gotta. It's like you gotta go.
yeah, so I
mean, it's a whole route.
thought, all right, well, there's got to be a bathroom downstairs. No, so now I'm pacing back and forth, but I know your act, so I go, oh, he's gonna close. I can't come from upstage. I was like, I can't. What I should have done is
They need
just
to have a
peed.
bathroom right next to the stage.
I should have just peed, and you would have been like, Brent, you know, like you're a pro. You would
Right.
just figure it out.
I would have done another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. As long as the show's good, the last thing I need to do is pee my pants like fucking Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born, you know, like, because that's what I thought was going to happen. You know, it was so bad. And this is where I'm like, oh, I'm 36 because I can't even hold this shit in anymore. It was the worst set. I couldn't stop grabbing my penis like I'm Trey Songz. Like I'm literally like, what is happening to me? And I would turn around.
References kill me.
Well, you know what I'm talking
That's
about.
great. It's hilarious.
So I'm going like, what up? So they're either thinking
What up?
he's got crabs or he's jerking off. And I'm like turning around to like play with myself basically.
And
And
you're checking for the wet spot?
I was really having fear. Like, you know, I was trying to do, you know, like when you have to shit or pee, it's like your body knows when you're close to a toilet.
Right.
So-
Oh yeah.
and you wonder what that is. So I'm having mental warfare the entire set. So I apologize to anybody on the first show on Saturday, even though people were like, great show.
It was a great show.
was a
But
fun
I
I think you were in your head the whole time, which makes total sense. Any
Because
of
I
us
kept
would
saying,
be.
don't pee yourself.
Right.
Don't pee yourself. You're a grown man. You're going to be on YouTube, you fuck. This is your life now? You pee your pants on fucking stage? And I was thinking, well, you wore black. I go, so maybe they won't see it. You know what? The uncle bit. Maybe you pee yourself in the uncle bit and like really commit
Make
to
it part
it.
of the act.
Yeah, make it part of the act. And I was like, no, you're holding this in. And then it was like, you know when you're holding in a pee, but then it like goes up your
Oh,
your
yeah.
heart, and then there's a weird disdain feeling, like something
Yeah.
something is like
The tip stings a little bit.
something's
sometimes.
happening, and where you go, oh no,
Oh,
and
I
go,
just peed inside my body.
Yeah, and
My lungs are filled with pee.
and then I took a 5-minute pee when I got off, but that
No,
was
like
the
this.
hardest show of my life. It was the hardest show of my life.
I think
Like,
you did. That was one of the shortest sets.
Yeah.
I think you.
Oh,
you
I
did
was
40.
looking at that clock. I did like 42, and
I
I
think
went.
you did like 48. I think I remember seeing
Oh, yeah.
48, which
48.
is still great, all things considered.
I was like,
That's
get
a
me to
headliner set.
45. I
Yeah.
said, get me to 45. Get
yeah,
me to
and you did it,
45.
and you fucking did it.
You
And
know how it is? It's like when you don't like you don't want time to go fast and it's too fast.
Yeah.
And then you want, and like you're in school. I think there was a Simpsons episode where the clock actually went back. You know,
wow.
like that's how it felt. Like I would look up, I go, okay, 6 minutes. I haven't said anything yet. Oh, that's good. Okay, you're just rambling. Okay, that's fine. Stop touching your penis. Stop touching your penis. You touch it again. Turn around. Look at the improv.
touched
Now
it again.
I'm at 4 minutes. How is that possible? We just lost 2 minutes. This is bullshit. Okay, and then I'd look 16 minutes. Okay, we're getting there. And then I would look again. Okay, 10 minutes. What the fuck is happening right now? You're gonna pee your pants on stage. Do you just leave the stage? Do you leave? Because remember you with Dalia had the shit once. And I almost had to throw up once. Remember, I was sick in Houston. Same club, too.
Same club.
Where
Chris
I was
calls
like,
me up in the middle of a set and says, I got to come back up, Jason. And I'm like, what? I thought he was going to do a bit. Whispers, he goes, I got to shit. And I'm like, and then he runs off the stage. I was like, what? I guess I'm back up here again.
see, if it was a normal improv, I could have done that. But I'm looking to the fucking balcony, to the rafters, like fucking Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
There it is.
You know, another reference. That's a good one.
good one.
I just watched it. But I'm like going like, I don't even think Jason can get down here in time. It would just be weird. So that was, otherwise I would have been like, Jay, come back out, do a few minutes. I got to pee. I would have done
I
that.
could have done like a parkour off the balcony.
That's what
or
I'm
something.
saying. Like, there's no way to get. And I was like, they're not watching me. You're sick of
Limping.
me. There's no way you're watching me.
Yeah.
So you can't hear in the green room. So I'd just be like, Jason, and you'd be like, so anyway, the thing is I think what you need to do is, Jason. No, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Hey, you know, he's calling for you. What? And then just me on my knees with piss down my fucking
man.
kneecaps. Just,
I'm sorry.
oh, fuck. Fuck. That's why she left. That's why she left. Oh. Oh.
It's warm. It's warm.
Oh, put your phones down. Please put your phones down. Why does everybody have their phone ready? Oh, it's online. It's online. It's a. So my brother's gay. Like that's literally what was going through my head. Like
Oh,
that's
shit.
what's gonna happen.
Now, the main question is that did you have a moment where you thought, let me just be real with these people, have a moment and just tell them I have to pee so fucking bad?
I opened with it. I said I gotta pee so bad, and then there was a moment where I thought, but if it wasn't San Jose Theater.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a normal club, I could be like Jay, and Jay would be right there because the green
Yeah.
room would be on the same floor.
Right.
It's just,
Right.
it's too far away.
I was a whole city block away.
yeah, because I
It's
was
far.
thinking like I want to pee because I want to give them a great show, and I am on the verge. And then I started
You must
realizing,
have really had to go because I've gone on stage where I've got a brown bear knocking. I ain't gonna lie. I've gone on stage where I'm touching cloth. Okay.
Right.
And then peeing and as soon as I hit the mic, my body shuts it off.
Me
It's
too.
like,
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
we'll get this done later.
Seals that shit
that's
up.
what I'm saying. That's why I was like, when I said to you, I really got to pee, and then I opened with, man, I really got to pee. It was like sometimes I get the nervous pee energy, so I thought it was just that, and I thought, oh well, I'll just pee real quick. And sometimes that nervous pee before you go on stage is nothing. It's like a little driplet, you know.
Right.
This was like, okay, there is no bathroom down here. I did not plan this well. And the thing is, because of that fucking Benadryl, and because I had the allergic attack, I think
that
that was
too.
part of it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I am not myself right now. And I was having panic attacks all fucking day.
I brought him
thinking
up like
about it.
this. Brent Morin?
Yeah, I was so fucking. I had 2 panic attacks that day as well. And with me,
Wow, I didn't know that.
I break out in rashes as well. So that's what the whole thing with my body was. So I was not in a good place. And I told myself, just get through the first show. Just get through the first show. Just get through the first show. And so I was already in that state of mind. So I'm over talking, you know, I'm trying to like distract myself. So you said, I think you're going up soon, when I was in the room, because I was distracting myself from thinking about having to
Right.
do it, which didn't give me the time to like put water on my face, take a piss, look in the mirror, go, you fucking pussy, you better kill, you know, and like little things like, 8 Mile moments, the
Right.
reference,
Like it.
like just doing that before I go on stage, little routines were gone. And I was like, oh yeah, I got 2 minutes left to get up there. So I was, it really was the Benadryl, because I could control an alcohol pee, you know?
Was
Like,
that the same night you went back to the hotel and did a wardrobe change?
that was the night before. I was really having a rough weekend.
Really funny.
Mentally having something was going on with me. It's like my little brother says, I turn a snowball into an avalanche. So it's like, that's why if you notice my little brother, the doctor, every time he sees me and I say, I think these, goes, you're fine.
Right.
You know, because he knows I will look at something and go, I'm dying.
Yep, it's over.
Well, I was telling everybody the other night I had skin cancer. Remember?
Oh,
I had a little
you
scab.
wouldn't stop on the week before, that same week. You
I
go,
kept-
yeah, great, said I have cancer. I go, no, you don't. He goes,
Not a thing to joke about, but man, I get paranoid with that shit.
Sure.
oh, makes
You
sense.
reminded me of a Richard Pryor bit when you said, "What is it about when you're near a restroom when there's one close you want to go?"
Yeah.
When he talked about being in the wilderness in the forest, and he gets really quiet. He goes, "What is it about being in the wilderness outdoors that makes you want to shit?"
God, I gotta rewatch him.
Oh, him, Eddie Murphy.
It's
Gotta watch
Pryor, right? Pryor.
it. Richard Pryor. You son
Kidding.
of a bitch.
Still the goat. Damn it. By the way, speaking of Eddie Murphy, they're making Beverly Hills Cop again with him.
Really?
With him. Because didn't what's his name? A comic we know. He did like the TV show version, the one from Tropic Thunder. Brandon T. Jackson.
They did a
They did a CBS Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh,
It came
wow.
and went. And I was
I didn't know
thinking, like,
Brandon did that.
dude, Eddie Murphy improvised most of that movie.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing was he got there and they said, just let Eddie go. Because they didn't really have a script. They had a story. And it's the 80s, so everybody's on coke and they could
Dude,
sell things.
I could recite that movie front and back. There are so
Gene.
many funny scenes, dude. Serge, remember the guy Serge that worked in the art
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
The way he was talking to him, that was hilarious. Remember you're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick again. When it was the black cop that said it, and he said it so white, and
Yeah.
and they were imitated him. You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick again. Oh,
I love that movie. It's a good one.
that movie's hilarious.
We
There's a
lost
funny scene in that where he's walking down Rodeo Drive. He's this Detroit cop.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Detroit Lions jacket on, and he's walking on Rodeo Drive, and these two guys are walking past him that have these full leather Michael Jackson type outfits on, and he doubles over and starts cracking up. The irony there that I don't think a lot of people got is that's the shit he wore on his special.
With his special, right?
Yeah, he wore a blue one for Raw and a red one for Delirious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We had an interesting email here from a guy named Tim, and this is from about a month ago. His subject line is
Dylan?
headlining for the first time. Hey guys, my name is Tim Kinsella, and I'm a Baltimore comedian, and I've been doing it regularly since 2018. This Tuesday, which is, this is way too late for advice, but we can still talk to him. It's a while ago. He did a birthday show, and I'm doing 30 minutes for my 30th birthday. My 30 for 30
Nice.
picture attached. This is my first time headlining. Do you have any advice for headlining? So that's the first thing. So so I guess he's already done with that. Regardless of how it went, maybe next time he has to do a longer set, what would be the advice?
You start.
Headlining, huh?
Yeah.
So he's
I
doing
think
it
we
since
touched on this like last week or
2018.
something.
So he's 4 years in.
Yeah.
He's a 4-year comic,
It's tough.
and he did his own show for his birthday.
Yeah.
Which those annoy the shit out of me.
Really?
Oh, I can't stand birthday shows.
I mean, yeah. Look who you're getting advice from. You know, you're gonna get burned a little bit, Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy.
Don't call him Timmy. That's the biggest burn. I like Tim.
Tim. When I'm in B-more,
What? Oh,
in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
what'd you want? I'm gonna be more.
When I'm in the B-more, we're gonna work together, you and I, because I'm about to burn the fuck out of you. No, I'm just kidding. First thing you need to know is when you close out your own show that you put together. That's not headlining.
Okay.
You mean a long set?
Yeah.
Here's what you're gonna do. Here's what you do. You take your time on your jokes, stretch your legs a little bit, right? Maybe work in a little bit of crowd work. Some of the ideas that you may have had in the car on the way there, don't be afraid to do them on stage. Try it out. Draw it out. Don't rush. Make sure you're talking about very relatable things that have actually happened to you. I don't know what kind of comic you are, if you're a joke teller or a storyteller.
Magic. Maybe do magic.
Maybe do magic. I'm shooting my hour here in October. The next special after that is going to be an hour and 20 minutes of nothing but knock jokes.
Nice.
Really good.
Try that out. See
We
how
call
that
it
works
knock,
out.
knock, knock.
Mm-hmm. Don't knock this. That's what my special is.
That's
Gonna be
That's-
That's actually pretty good.
Great.
That's
Knock knock.
pretty good.
Who's this? Emmy.
called. Here's the first joke I'm going to open with. You say knock knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh.
Thank you.
Really meta. Really
Yeah,
good. Man.
yeah.
Really. You see?
I kind of fucking
what
hate
happened
you because
there-
you just embarrassed me. Like how
What happened
stupid
there
I
is that
look
the
on
brain
that
wires
camera.
I just added way more time to my set.
Great.
Yeah, that's a good point. God damn you, Jay. I'm such an idiot. I've never heard that before.
really fun. And then he
Not you.
asks, also, and then,
wait, Brent.
Oh, I will say
Brent,
this.
knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't ask you to say knock knock.
That's it. And the sexy
closer,
voice.
closer.
Hey.
I will
closer.
say this. Let me say
Credits.
let me say one thing I try to do on the road, and Jay knows this, is I always think I tell people this all the time. Like the first 2 minutes to me are the most important in a new city. And so even in San Jose, I would try to find something to bring up right away to let them know that I appreciate where you're from. So like I brought up the trolley tracks, or I don't think I'm tough enough, or am I in a good neighborhood because I turned this thing. I always say to comics, like, don't sit in the fucking hotel room. Go explore this fucking city. One of the best at that was Cat Williams. Like he would do 10 minutes in his special about wherever city he was.
That's amazing.
I know you have problems, but
No, I love Cat. Cat and I were great.
I was just, as a student of the game, I would always look at that and go, oh, that, you know what? That really can bring people in, especially if you're not like,
Yep.
look, I've been on TV, but I'm not famous.
Right.
Like I have fanatics, but I don't have, I'm not like selling out like crazy the way I want to. The place fills up, but that's from my ability. It's not from being some fucking great comic.
Right.
I mean, not being some TV star.
TikTok star.
Yeah, like it's because I'm a good comic that I can do it. But I'll be like in Charlotte, like that's where all that y'all and
That's
stuff
great.
comes from. And then
Yeah.
I could be like, oh, I'm just a hopeless romantic, and then it brings you into my story.
My favorite
That
was
doesn't
when
mean
we
you
were
gotta
in
pander to
Raleigh.
him or pander to him.
When we were in Raleigh and Brent goes, fucking Raleigh with your bipolar weather.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
where
yeah.
because deep down the audience is smarter than you give it credit for. So, like I think a lot of times comics look down physically because you're looking down at them, but you're also looking down at them intelligently, and that's a stupid thing to do. Understand they're fucking humans. They can
Right.
read when you have to piss your pants. And they
Right.
could read when you have to.
They're not dumb.
Yeah, they
Don't-
know when you're
don't
insecure.
over-explain things.
You know.
But also, don't like. I like the idea that he had a birthday. I was joking about the birthday thing, by the way. 30 minutes
Although I
for
don't
his
do
30
that.
birthday.
It's fun.
That's
great.
funny.
It's a fucking great idea,
Yeah.
and that's cool little like
In Baltimore, Jesus
theme
Christ.
to the
Yeah.
show. But in that case, you're thinking about 30 minutes. Now, hopefully, you did that because you had 30. But if you're asking next level, like I'm going to headline now, I want to do 45 minutes. Don't focus on the time.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Don't
good
think about
because that's all you think about.
because
when
then that's
do
all
it.
you think about.
Yeah.
Do not focus on the time. Just have fun up there, talk, do your thing, and then so that when the light comes, you're like, oh wow, there's the time.
Yeah, it's really hard not to do that. Like you just did your first like headlining show, right? Like what did you think being new to headlining?
Yeah.
Like what was that like? Did you
I mean, my whole thing, and I've tried to be more just like conscious and just mindful of everything. I just always I'm just going to do my best.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my absolute best I can in that moment.
Right.
There's going to be things I'm going to be wish were different. Hindsight, I already regret a few things, but it's like, to me, it's doing your best, and also there's no mistakes. There's only lessons.
Was it
Yeah,
the racial jokes that
a
you
good one.
reject?
I
That
like
you
that.
regret? Was it the racist?
Yeah,
stuff?
I did like 30.
he did
on,
a
like,
lot
race
of
stuff.
remember the
and it
stuff
was
he did about Asians?
Oh my
big
God.
swings,
in Brea.
big swing. I got
Big
way
swings.
way too in my head about it. Yeah, big room, big swings.
Big
That's
room,
me.
Big room, big swings.
So you did it at Brea, right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you: was there a visible clock?
There was a clock.
I prefer that.
Oh yeah,
Me
And
too.
it wasn't my first time doing that long of a
Right.
set, but I'm still not used to it.
I prefer it because I don't have to worry about a light.
Yeah. Oh.
I love it when I do the club. They're like, "Do you want a light?" There's a clock on the stage. I'm like, "Nah, I don't have to light
I
me."
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, you've brought this up when I would like take you to the comedy store and stuff. Like, I prefer because I'm long-winded. Obviously, is as the longer set works for what I do because I'm really a one-man play. You
Right.
know, so it's what I do. But when I have to go play the store, you were like, "Wow, I like the way you cut that down and did
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
and this." It's because I'm trying to figure out the wordiness of something. It's more hard for me. That's why I tape time everything.
Yeah.
I go, "Fuck, I still did 16."
That's another thing
Fuck,
that I've done.
you know?
I've taken almost all of my bits, and I've made abbreviated versions of those bits.
Yeah.
Like I can do 30. I can do a half hour on the airline shit,
Sure.
but I could also do 10 minutes on it, and it would still open and close.
Yep.
So if you can find a way to take some of the bits that you're doing for 30 minutes and maybe find ways to stretch them out for the 45-minute set.
Yeah, all the stuff
You
that
know?
you were thinking about, because it's so funny. In the beginning, 10 minutes feels like 10 hours. And then you're trying to figure out, well, not for me, because I didn't get to the point. So I was very wordy. But,
Also, I
but-
can't believe either one of us didn't say this. don't concern yourself with quiet spots.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are going to come with the longer sets.
And that's, you know what? That means they're listening.
That means they're listening. So don't be afraid of that silence. Live in that
Yeah.
silence for a little bit.
Because 10 minutes is you want to bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
bam. And then but an hour is,
It's a
no, they're
conversation.
watching a play. They're watching a show here. This is your life or whatever you do. And if you're David Tell and you're a brilliant joke writer, then I don't know how to help you because it's not something I can do.
Right, same. I'm not
But
a
if you're a
joke writer.
storyteller, take your pauses, appreciate the silence, and then understand that they're going to leave with a point of view of you and like maybe something about themselves. I don't know.
For sure.
So he's a 30-year-old guy doing 4 years.
Yep. And we should kind of start to wrap up here. But yeah, any other last things for Tim?
Good luck, Tim. And
Yeah.
again, when we're out in the area,
And
we'll do some work. Yeah, be more.
Eventually, if you really want to be, you
Although I do hear that club in Baltimore is really good.
I'm sure
is
it's
it called?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's great.
I don't know. I just remember, I think
Magoobies, maybe?
Santino told me it was really good.
Magoobies.
Magoobies?
It's
Oh
actually
my
what it
God,
is.
he's the most hardcore gangster in Baltimore, too. What up, baby? I'm Magoobies. Bitch, I got a pumpkin.
You don't think Magooby has a pumpkin? Say Magooby don't have a pumpkin.
I dare you. No, just say it. No, I'm good. I'm good. We're at church. We're good. Say it. Say I don't have a pumpkin. Say Magoobies doesn't have a pumpkin. Like you are. It's 9 a.m. You're being aggressive.
Nuts.
Well, speaking of traveling and all that shit, do tour dates real quick. I guess. Well, right now in front of me we have Brent and Jason will be in Bellflower at the Stand Up Comedy Club.
October 1st.
October 1st for Jason and friends there. It's going to be a great show, great club. And then Brent and Jason will be in Batavia, Illinois, October 13th to the 15th. Club sounds dope. I think it's Comedy Vault. Should be dope. Go see that if you're in the area. And then, yeah.
Anything for you?
I'm doing I'm co-headlining the Rec Room.
Thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for listening. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And October 14th, I think.
Oh,
is
nice.
the date.
You're co-headlining with who?
Rec Room. It's like local Orange County comic named RJ, buddy of mine.
RJ. So you guys are doing what's the date of that?
The October 14th. It's a Friday. Yeah, it'd be a really fun show. When that room is packed, that shit's so fun.
Oh, I love
Love
that.
the
Even if it's light, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we got. So we'll see you over at Patreon.
Goodbye.
We are friends.